Prepare for battle.
I tell you, Liz, I mean, I was typing to you, I was like, oh no, they left the Pango in. Is OG gonna do it? And they found a different way to do it again. They picked the Ricky into the Slardar, as the panel mentioned. And is it me, or does it feel like Topson said something to upset No-Tail this morning before the series began? Because he keeps picking these really rough heroes. Liz there?
I'm here. What happened?
I don't know.
I lost you for a second. I'm here.
Thank God.
Well, I missed that glorious intro. I'm sure you said something very, very smart, like you always do, Kappa. But we're gonna have a Ricky mid, man. This is hype. I haven't seen this long time. It started being popular for a little bit, like maybe 6 months ago, and then it vanished into the earth once again. Interesting.
Yeah, no, it's a hero that I feel like every time we see it, we talk about, wow, you know, you can't really bully him on the lane, right? He's got this armor, this regen. He'll get to his first item, but it always falls flat around the 20-minute mark, right? Even when it has a decent lane, there comes this moment where the team looks and they go, well, we picked a core Ricky.
Unless he gets a defusal and starts rotating across the map, constantly getting good pickoffs and kills, then it does look a little bit scary. You can see some switches are happening. They really want to play the troll into the Slardar lane, so they're sending mid one down bottom. Because of that, Sab is obviously going to be playing versus Koika and Insania top for now. Maybe they'll TP, we'll see. But the lanes of OG, I think, will be much easier this time around.
Yeah, it will definitely benefit them a lot, because we already said the Ricky into the Slardar feels a little bit rough, but you are a defusal builder against this Medusa, so they will have a way of burning through Mike in terms of mana and making his game a little bit harder to play.
Yeah, you go defusal, you maybe even get a Manta versus the Slardar to get rid of Corrosive Haze. Overall, I've talked to quite a few filthy Ricky spammers, and usually they don't find the Slardar like the worst hero to play against. It is an additional problem that you have to address, though.
Ricky spammers still exist? I thought they like died out years ago.
When the Invis became
yeah,
what?
Yeah, well, like, you know, there was all those people in the 2K bracket, but then they're like, oh, I don't have Invis anymore. Damn.
Yeah, you got me there. There aren't many living ones remaining. That's true. They converted into, I don't know, what's spammed right now that's actually broken? Spectre spammers, I guess. Boy.
I mean, yeah, you can play Spectre by just, like, I don't know, slapping your head against the keyboard every 10, 12 seconds.
This lane, however, on bottom, even though it's Slardar versus Troll, it's still scary because it's Wisp Slardar. This is very strong. It doesn't matter that you're facing Whirling Axes when you have Overcharge and Wisp to heal you up all the time.
Yeah, it's like I was typing to you, it's like the new versus the old, right? Like, I think it's not too long ago, maybe a year, a little bit longer ago, the Troll and the Omni Knight together. You're like, oh god, stats resistance had just been introduced. Troll was just ridiculous because of it. And then you got the new gen, which is IO Slardar. Most teams never laying it through the draft.
No-Tail, he's actually pinged out. They're going for this.
Yeah, but the Whirling Axe is going to come into the fight, and as a result, they know they can no longer attack him.
Actually, Mike, meanwhile, took a lot of damage top lane as well. They're fighting. And I think Koikwa is the happiest here because
He's gone?
Go. That's what happens, right? When you're fighting bottom, fighting mid, Koikwa gets...
Well, he doesn't just get the movement speed, they don't even get the return kill. Seb got stunned up before he could staple gun insanely his face into the ground.
Also, I heard the panel talk about the ET in this game. I think it's pretty strong. You are playing versus Medusa, right? And Venge and Bloodseeker will make it a little bit harder, but once you do get that Aghanim's and let's say Echo Saber, you cleave right through her. Like, with or without that mana shield, you deal so much damage that you just don't care. I've seen this matchup a couple of times, and it can get hairy for the Medusa.
Yeah, I'd expect with that kind of in mind, do we expect Koikwa as the game goes on just go that full support and cast type build? You know, the kind of like your Lotuses of the games, your armor type items to protect.
This is all in on one hero. Obviously, whenever you see Bo3 on Slardar, you kind of expect him to be doing his Slardar things, in which he just takes over the game and carries it. But every single hero has a way of buffing up Medusa in this game for Radiant. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. You have Bloodseeker, you have Venge with minus armor, Slardar with minus armor, Venge with her passive aura, and then you have Wisp as well. It's like the ultimate 4 protect 1 strategy.
Yeah, so far Mike
Top lane.
doing okay in the mid lane, but Thompson more importantly is off to a better start to his game. While that's happening, Insania is going to go down. Seb gets to stomp out, so Koikfa can't run him down. He's going to try, but he's just going to run to the roots, might kill himself. Bloodright is going to come out, so Seb will die. And that'll give the heal needed for Koikfa to live. As the Shadow Realm's going to come out, doesn't look like Sax is going to have the damage to seal the deal.
Yeah, that was a decent kill for Seb, and then he gets to refill everything, come back to the lane healthy, but Koikfa doesn't really care.
Mid one. Oh, these Tiger's going to root up, but the Bash is going to come out. Mid one, he'll get the Whirling Axes. That was too close for comfort.
I just love how experienced they are and how they don't even try to go for troll after Whirling Axes pop. They're like, okay, none of this bullshit, like, we're not gonna hit him once. This is 100% mischance.
It's that pip squeak noise every time. Miss, 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 and then all of a sudden you just fed to a troll lane. I mean, and the other thing is you keep mid one alive, it's just benefiting Koikfa even more in that top lane now.
That would be 4 bounties for Liquid, it looked. Bo3 took both on the bottom lane. 1 remains on top, which I assume will be taken by one of the offlaners, or Venge or Bloodseeker. So, some nice gold influx for Liquid. They caught Insania.
Magic Missile thrown out. Saxa, it's his turn to body block. How they're going to compare to the IOs. Looks like it might be good enough for them to seal it. It will get the kill. I guess the other thing as well is like these early runes, not even just the 5 but the 10-minute mark, like, it feels as if it's very hard for OG to go yoink those runes, right? Like Liquid supports are a lot more capable of like securing those, especially the combos.
Yeah, I guess Saxa can do it, right? Like he's the one that's able to just walk anywhere and use Shadow Realm, snatch a thing and move back. Top lane, Koikfa.
Might get himself a kill here. Koikfa is tanky though. He's tanky enough. Bloodright has to be thrown out, but the final hit comes out. Saxa will get it.
Yep, really well played by them. And this other Titan, he didn't even get that much damage. He got like plus 60 damage on his Astral Spirit. Only 1 hero that it was connected to, but the control was there from Saxa. Well played.
Yeah, usually you expect the ET in that situation to be pounding away, but also a Bloodseeker in general is just a hero with decent armor, right? So it shouldn't be happening that often that the Bloodseeker goes down in that fashion. This bot lane might get a little bit more spicy. Insania is wrapping around the back now, and the Heavenly Grace is about to run out. It's on cooldown for 10 seconds. They've got stun control, but the Whirling Axe is out. I don't know if they can do it now. Nope. Nope. And nope.
And that, my friends, is why Omni Knight has 60+% win rate. Like,
whoa, let's not play that on Omni Knight. Heavenly Grace was on cooldown. That's why Troll Warlord's a strong carry.
It doesn't matter, man. As long as you have Omni next to him, you're not diving that. You just see that hero there just chilling, and you're like, okay, this guy, he's gonna get healed up. He's gonna get that Heavenly Grace. We can't do anything here. Just go back.
I'm telling you, this hero is completely balanced, okay? It's just the beard factor. Beards give you a 10% extra win rate.
I like the attempt from Insania to go bot, but now he stopped. And this was actually so good. This was so good because is there anything happening elsewhere before I start my monotone monologue?
It's just like they're lurking bot, but I don't know how they make this Boxy kill ever occur.
Yeah. He shows himself there.
There you go. There you go. You waited too long. You hesitated. But OG, they won't hesitate. I don't know if they're going to get this, though. There's the RNG. Where is it?
So the moment you show yourself bottom, ET plays unsafe on top lane because he knows he can always TP from the Rupture. But Insania hides, TP's back up, and then they kill him with Rupture. Really, really well played by Liquid.
Radiant's courier.
Same with this bot lane, just continuing to just pressure mid one. It never feels like he can run at them. It's Like, we saw how desperate that attempt looked, because you bring a third hero down, you got to find value. But even 1 point in the sprint with a win lace is enough for Bo3 to always just get away.
They're pinging out this Medusa, but
Alright,
what exactly can you do?
They brought more to the bot lane this time. Seb, stop. Does connect to the one. Tiger needs some assistance. Jump in, trying to help. Bo3 will save him, but there's the Ricky. OG says everyone to the bot lane now. We're making these kills happen. Tiger goes down. Bo3 is able to TP away though. And OG, they need to find a way to just chip away at this tower now, because they did invest a lot of resources down it.
Yeah, when you think that Bo3 actually TP'd away, that they're pressuring top lane, Saxa is actually ruptured.
Oh, ruptured. He might be dead here. There's no real escape plan in the motion. Seb will try and save me. Stands his ground. Actually, maybe they can make this work. The ruptures ran out. Now Insani's in trouble. Too much damage coming his way. He is going to fall. But
This combo is really strong.
Oh, you can see he wanted to poke it low enough so that Saxa would die, but the Blood Right is not quick enough to close the kill.
So the trade-off for this, though, is even though you did save Saxa and the tier 1 on top lane, you also didn't pressure the bottom tier 1 tower, and you did pressure it, but you didn't take it. And honestly, when you're thinking about this game, I think it's more important for OG to take the map control, which would mean taking the tier 1 on bot lane and then collapsing on mid, because that allows them to smoke up into the triangle where Medusa is farming right now. You're playing a Medusa game. Defending is, you know, not really what will win you the game most of the time. But it's OG after all, who knows?
Yeah, and you have a Ricky as well. Don't forget that detail. As a hero that he wants to farm for a bit, but as soon as he has a defuse, was kill, 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 kill. And if the towers are still standing, it's a little bit hard for an invis hero to sneak around, or heroes in general to sneak around with those tier 1 still up. I guess the other concern is like mid one. After a rough lane like this.
Top lane. They ruptured in.
Can they get him? They're reloading in. They commit a lot for this. And it looks like it might be enough to kill him off. No-Tail gets stunned up. He's trying to save the day. Seb punches back. Bo3 is going to die for it. No-Tail helping to turn that around a little bit and even it up. Saxa the Terrorizer to scare them away. Quickfoot will run for the high heels, but the Curse Crown is coming out. Can they actually kill him is the real question. It looks like they can't get close enough, so let him walk away.
They have Purification and they had Bedlam there. I was actually thinking they might go for it, but there's Taiga behind. So.
And it's a level 1 Curse Crown, right? It's tough to reach in time. The Bedlam now, when he walks to you though, that's summon your yoink. Thompson, he wanted to secure the kill. He's unable to do so. He held on to the Tricks of Trade a little bit too long, and Quickfoot is going to sustain enough that he's able to get out. Might try and re-engage. I mean, Bo3, he wants to target, but this is the problem. Whenever No-Tail is here, there is not a target. Instead, you might become the target. Tiger being hit up. Tricks of the Trade needs one more hit, but there's going to be bashes coming out. Thompson moves across and does secure it. If you have vision, but even with the Corrosive Haze, this hero has so much armor, it's ridiculous.
The armor and No-Tail behind him, just saving him, right? And it's funny like, how many trades are happening here, but because of Wisp and Omni-Knights, you don't really see a lot of kills. Like, they've been fighting for a solid 3-4 minutes now. But who's winning this? What do you think? Who's that forgotten snake in the jungle? Chilling? 130 CS?
There is someone slithering around and getting close to that Manta. And then if I have a look at mid, I'll give credit to mid one. He's caught up a bit, okay? Now that he's not stuck on the lane, he's starting to get gold, but he's going for this Battle Fury to try and race mid game. I guess the difference is that he's an independent carry, whereas we talked about like Liquid's complementary lineup of give Snake Lady everything she wants.
Well, he's not completely alone. He does have Omni-Knight, he does have ET Natural Order as well, so he will be buffed up a little bit by his teammates too, but nowhere nearly as much as Mickey, obviously.
No, and then there's also that awkward interaction, right? Battle Trance versus Ace. Also bot, mid one. The goal on Curse Crown's going to actually pop on the low side. As they continue to pursue mid one, they will kill him.
Not only does Taiga save him from mid lane, but he also relocates him into the fight. I'm actually pretty sure he started relocating him before the fight even started mid lane, so it was like one of those perfect scenarios for Liquid.
It's the moment where Liquid is saying, it's like, Tiger like, no, this was all planned ahead of time. This was good strategy, okay? We intended to do this.
Intended the bait and the relocate out, like everything planned out.
And as a result, I mean, Mike now, like, getting involved in that kill against his counterparts. Just look at the difference between the Medusa and the Troll in this game. At this stage as well, like, this is the early phase. This Medusa is not going to slow down in terms of farm.
You are running a tricore on OG. And that's something that has to be also mentioned. Like, you have this Elder Titan that will be strong eventually. Same goes for Ricky. Actually, when you click on Seb, you will notice that he isn't going for the, let's call it, standard build right now with the axe. He's going for Yules.
Yeah, he just wants the... Well, I guess you could say it makes sense when you look at OG's draft, right? Because where's your setup? I mean, you have no reliable way to instantly start a fight as OG right now.
It's something we've seen today from quite a few of teams in which they draft this lineup that lacks a first initiator, and they fall back to this Omni Knight just healing the target that's rushing in headlessly. That's probably their plan.
Solid strategy. I mean, there's only so much of the map that Liquid can run away to. If you just keep clicking towards their base, they'll eventually run out of hiding spots.
Yules almost completed, by the way, on Thompson. That's big. Bottom lane.
All right, just TP. This is just... He can't, though. He can't. They're right here. He knows he's dead. He hasn't even leveled the battle trance. There's no way they can save him. He's gone.
If Seb moved that spirit a little bit closer and a little bit faster, then he could get out, because he actually maxed out the Echo Stomp. It's level 4. It's not something you see all the time on offering Elder Titans too.
Usually they just want to punch people in the face constantly, but he stopped them too. And Insania, he tried to swap out, but it was just not going to work. Level 1 never swap is pitiful range. Really need Tops in the game involved. He does now have the Diffusal, so this should start to be their go time, right? You got the Yules on the ET, you got the Diffusal on the Ricky. This should be where OG can fight. And
this is a good move from Topson as well, but they do have sentries, at least 2 of them top lane, and he might get scouted. Oh, yeah, very unfortunate.
He does catch Tiger though. Stomp, will hold him in place long enough, they kill him off. Boxy tried to save, but he couldn't get any closer because of the silence from the cloud.
The sentry is very good, but not good enough. The Diffusal on Ricky is just way too strong for a Wisp. Well played by Topson.
And that's kind of his job in these games, right? Like we talked about the effect of the Omni Knight. It goes both ways, right? With the IO and Omni, both teams crucially need to snipe out the other. And that is Topson's duty in this game. More fun.
He can snipe out the Wisp or the Venge as well. I think he has 2 saves that he has to worry about. Vengeful isn't that big of a deal because you have multiple charges of Blink Strike, so if you get on top of your target and it gets swapped, you can blink again. And hopefully Venge won't swap it back in again.
Just running back and forth for Benny Hills as team fights.
Double swap.
Oh!
Blink Strike.
Oh, Seb. I mean, that was perfectly timed. He didn't even let him move a millimeter there as he tethered. Nice Yules.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's been a long while since you could tether through everything, through stuns, through whatever, through roots.
Yeah, I mean, Boxy, without the IO, like this is the thing. OG, like, it's the catch. Either side, if no tail falls, OG need to back up because Liquid could run at him, and well, if Tiger falls, Liquid need to back up because OG are going to run at you.
Yeah, they're not stopping. They're constantly on the aggressive note, and you can understand why. You're playing versus Medusa. So far, Mike is doing the right thing. He's dodging these fights. He's still 3k ahead of his next closest core on the enemy side. But his teammates should not continue, you know, like just dying one by one like this. That's easy to say. How do you accomplish that, though, when you don't have a core?
Just don't die, lol.
Or just fight around Mickey, because he has Manta and Dragonlance. He's ready.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
But the question is whether OG are going to give him a fight on their terms. They'll at least find Saxa as he's lurking around the runes. Swapping the stun combo.
They're ready. They're going for mid as well. And this is Seb's time to shine. This is where you will see this Elder Titan constantly using Echo Stomp to try and prevent them from taking towers.
And yeah, he has the Yule so he can reliably like clip onto them, and that's kind of important here because there's so many ways to dodge out his combo, right? Whether you're talking about the swaps, or you're talking about the eye with the movement speed, the slider, how fast he moves, or even if you feel threatened, BK can just press Stone Gaze and run away.
Yule's is good on ET for multiple reasons. Mana regen is one of them. The Yule's active, obviously.
Now let's get it. Like, Spirit is the useful thing here. Gives Regen on Tiger. Insanely being brought low. Smokescreen is going to go down, but Rupture is out. Thompson able to move away. They have to protect them. Guardian Angel, Purification, everything to try and keep him up. But the Stone Gate is going to come out. Thompson needs to turn around. Looks on the Tiger. Thinking Stone though. They're going to lose the Omni and the Ricky, and Mike, not only finding himself 2 easy kills, will also find the tower.
Yeah, he just meant to dodge the Echo Stomp. You noticed that, right? Like Mike, he just got out for free.
Yep.
That's literally why that fight went so well for them. It wasn't really the most crucial thing. The most crucial thing is Ricky getting instantly ruptured and corrosive haste, so he couldn't really do anything in the fight. But dodging that stomp is also pretty solid because Seb is forced to just use Scissor Splitter them without any effect.
Yeah, and we just saw the weakness in the way that OG has to play these fights, right? Like, the moment you react with the Omni Knight combo, the moment you put all your guards up, all Liquid have to do is press Stone Gaze. If they've got Stone Gaze active, it just equals out any advantage you have from now not taking any physical damage. You can't look at the Medusa, you can't approach the Medusa. They'll take his way out. They stun too, but
both of them.
They haven't got the reach. They're going to try. Thompson does go and he catches on the Tiger in the end. Trying to sustain through this. Going to be close, but no cigar. He will be brought down.
Yeah, so one thing that you have to also keep in mind is that mid one, he's still not fight worthy. He's not ready to fight. He has the Battle Fury and only now is the Yasha completed. So he went for this extremely greedy method of playing with the Battle Fury first, which will eventually make him into a pretty solid win condition.
But the problem is right now, who's trying to push to the win? Thompson in trouble here. The Rupture is still active. They'll scare away the Curse Crown. Nice dodge out before Boxing can initiate. Thompson will live. Barely though.
Oh! No, nice attempt by Insania. Just not enough damage. And they go straight into the pit. Why? Because Ricky is on 10% HP. You know that he needs to go to base. So
I mean, you know exactly where he is as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look how fast this is fallen.
Time at all. I mean, they're going to try and respond. They need to be quick. They have not got the GA for 20 seconds as well. Troll's going to head in. He's going to be rooted up, though. Emily Grace just purge it off. Moving in with a stomp. Coming out onto 2. Koikfa. Maybe they want to get through him first. Maybe they want something bigger. They're going to chase on a Koikfa. Earthflow through is good. Mike forced to throw out the Stone Gaze. This is going to be good enough. Saxa is going to live through this and bring down the Bloodseeker. Gets in the Shadow Realm just in time. But the Yules completely cuts out Mike. Now they're not Stone. They'll try and turn around. Thompson takes over Stone. GA is going to come up perfectly timed to save them. We'll keep them alive. They'll turn around. The burst through Insania is going to be brought down. Mike is going to be safe for the moment. Mid one chasing in. We'll get the missed chance out. Medusa does have the MKB though. She doesn't care. Mid one. Stomp's going to be there. It's good enough. It's a rampage for mid one. They turn the fire around and they will secure a Roche alongside it.
Damn. All right, so Fog is smiling right now. I'm telling you, he's watching this game, he's smiling, and he's like, I told you fools, I told you, I've been telling you the whole time. That's why this goddamn DT is so strong. Obviously, Troll played it well. Omni Knight, pitch perfect Guardian Angel, same goes for Heavenly's Grace. But man, like ET, it's a hero that you can't do Rosh against. Even when you have Vengeance Lardar, like if he's alive, he will use those Astral Spirits, he will scout you out, he will stomp you, he will prevent you from taking that objective so easily. And then Natural Order as well allows Troll and Ricky to just go ham through them. Really, really well played by the entirety of OG.
Yeah, min-maxing to the extreme. I mean, being an ET in that type of choke point is just a dream, and Seb, he definitely delivered. I think the type of smile you're referring to the folks got is one of those Willem Dafoe smiles, you know, the kind of green guy, ah, yes! Followed by a sad face because he realizes at this rate ET might get nerfed if people notice this too much.
I think ET is in a safe spot. Like, we haven't really seen him way too many games. He's not really that broken. And
he's gonna die. The reload's coming in. Stomp. will be interrupted. And he's going to fall. OG, he's buying enough time. They might make it. Maybe they catch Poikfa. So they can get more out of this. In fact, Tiger says, no, I'll take Poikfa with me. What am I on about? I'm not gonna take Insania. He can die. Thanks, Captain.
Just look at Thompson now. He's instantly on the hunt. He's not satisfied with that. And that's what this mid Ricky is all about for him. He's playing it like a complete normal casual playmaker. Just run across the map, find kills.
Yeah, none of this greedy Migo farm lane. Maybe I'll build Battle Fury question mark. He understands that it's the troll's duty to carry later on. He just needs to make sure that mid one gets there. And after that last fight, I'm down in Aegis, that gold influx as well. You can see he's starting to catch up to Mike, whereas before it was feeling like it was just going to be a Deucer game.
That was a rampage, man. That was a rampage. He still didn't catch up, but he's getting there even with the rampage. That was huge.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They know exactly where Mike is. They know he's got a DD, so likely they'll just try and maybe wait that out and then move towards this mid area to secure another tower, because that's what's making it hard for OG to just sweep across, especially with this brick.
If you're OG, at the moment, I think you feel recovered. I don't think that you're in the biggest rush anymore. You have Aegis and you can do whatever you want on the map with it, but I think you feel the game is kinda even right now and it's safe. Like, you can play Dota again. Before this, you needed something crazy and you got it in that pit.
And you're going to have some big advantages coming your way. Not only having that Aegis now to play confidently around, the fact that Seb almost has a Heaven's Halberd to play as well. And now they're going for kills. Bo3 has been found. Will fall. They need to get out quick, and they know it. This might be the moment where the tower goes down, especially when all of OG's members are in that mid lane.
That's the problem of this one core lineup, like you said. You can consider Slardar sort of a core, but same goes for Bloodseeker. But the right clicker, the real damage dealer, is the Medusa. And if you just buy a couple of halberds versus her, then the damage is non-existent.
Look at that dude. So she's going to show her face. Mid one is going to chase in. The root's going to come out. He realizes they're out of control, so he's going to back away. The Rupture's going to be thrown out, though. Keep mid one steady in here. GA, they don't want to give over that first life like this, especially with Slardar coming up in a few seconds. To swap a little bit too late, as the Rupture has ran out, but if you get rid of that Aegis. Terrorize, not good on the man to dodge. They're going to silence him up and try and chase him, but with the Heavenly Grace on him, it would be a Heavenly Disgrace to try and chase him.
Really well played by Liquid. They got rid of the Aegis right there. That was still on, I believe, for a full minute 20 seconds at that point. Breath of fresh air for them as they can perhaps maneuver across the map, make a smoke of their own and go into a fight.
Yep, and if you far for another 2 minutes, they'll be okay with that as well. Mike's almost got that Scarlet. The mid one, they go in, stuns are good. No tail trying to save him, swap towards the Medusa. He realizes that it turns around with the Unsplit come through. The battle trance active. Mike loses a lot of mana here. They're bursting through quickly. Stone Gaze does go up in time. The mid one, he's still hard to forward. He wants to stay on top, has to move away due to the blood right. Bo3 trying his own away. Thompson will get the Crucifix out onto in time. They're resetting here. Disarm's going to be thrown out. The Medusa, the Curse Crowd come through as well. Bo3 in a bit of trouble for the Bedlam. Mike trying to dish out the damage. Thompson moves across. They get rid of the Slardar. Bo3 goes down the zone the way they don't want to run through it, but they will. In the end, as the Atos gets and connects on the tops, and he dodges out the damage again. He needs an escape, but he's not going to find it. Omni and Ricky for the Slardar. Poikfa chasing forward a bit aggressive. Can they punish this, though? They're thinking about it. They decide they need to lead. They'll just get Saxer out. They'll cut their losses. They'll save the big cheese as they do get Troll and Seb out.
That was a really neat play in the end. Let's start from the end. Venge went very close to the Centaur creep, hoping that it's gonna stun her and Dark Willow, so they get that kill. Sadly, it wasn't really fast enough. But yeah, a crazy teamfight coming from both of these sides, right? Like Medusa using her Stone Gaze, proving that Troll, even though he is strong, he's not strong enough to deal with that. And also, OG after this fight will understand the priorities. I'm sure they knew it before as well, but from this point onwards, probably Medusa won't be your instant go. If you get rid of the Venge, if you get rid of the Wisp, the game becomes so much easier for them.
Yeah, it's that case that now they have in the Heaven's Halberd, they have a way of waylaying the Medusa and sniping out those supports now, right? Like, that should be where the shift comes from, that they have that online.
He did finish Skadi, Mike, that is, on the Medusa. So there are two big items coming from Liquid. It's the Skadi on the Medusa, and it's the Aghanim Zone on the Slardar.
But look at mid one. He wants to be a formidable force. He's almost got the Daedalus complete now.
Yeah. With the Omni Knight, man, like you can be as greedy as this. And he will be that formidable force with the Daedalus.
And of course, you know, he does have the Paladin sword, so anyone's like, oh, you don't have lifesteal right now. No, he's got plenty. That's all you really need. Also, just a complementary item to the Heavenly Grace. He's got even more regen now because of that.
Sucks. He'll even TP out. He's fine. He broke the
same place again.
Good.
Seb will get away as well. Oh, nicely done, Boxy. They want these kills so badly. They feel they have this advantage and need to use it.
Normally.
Oh, nice.
That was very unfortunate for Liquid. Like you use your smoke, you see two players, you run straight at them, and you don't get either. One is just a little bit quicker with Shadow Realm, and then Echo Stomp from Seb was really good too.
As a result, OG, you know, they dodge the bullet, they buy a bit more time, and you know, they are closing in on items that are going to be pretty spicy in this type of game. You can see mid one, he's going for that bit, so he wants to complete that next. Seb, he's almost halfway to this act, at which point he becomes an uncontrollable force in the fight.
Oh my god.
Mid one, whoa, no. He has the battle chance to go in, and he knows it. He's going to chase forward. He does get the first hit back. Medusa, the little bit dropped up, the stone gates out, the swap's going to be there. No, it's split through the bench. Roll low. Johnny Nate's going to be there. They get the kill on the bench. They're looking for more, but the fear is chasing them away too fast. Miki does get on the other side of the river. Boxy with the reinitiation. In on mid one, trying to bring him down. The right clicks are ferocious here, but there's going to be a Heavenly Grace again. Slow out on the Boxy. He'll turn around. If they get back, he knows he'll die. So he backs up the spider legs. Gets hit by the range bash. They will be able to find the kill to Thompson. Jukin and jiving around the back line works against him. The curse crown's going to come out, but the Medusa is going to be fine. Can she find more? She slept up. Tiger. Saxon tried for it. Couldn't get it though. They're going to regroup. They'll come out with a stun. Sax are out of the Shadow Realm. Will finally be punished. He makes them work for a bit. Luckily for OG, with this long Roche spawn time, there isn't the clearest of objectives, but Mike's going to try and force it down that mid lane.
I have to say, this Daedalus, it's a very offensive, very bold item build. But look at his inventory, man. He has 10 strength coming from Skull Basher and 3 attributes from Magic Wand. That's it, right? Some Agi, I guess, from Yasha. But...
And the health talent, that's it, yeah.
And that's it, like, he melts to this Medusa. That's not the fight they wanted to take, obviously. He wanted to go back, reset afterwards, use that battle trap position. I think he's just happy that he stayed alive in the end.
I guess his concern is scare, right? Is if you try, how many of your teammates will die to the split shot from the Medusa, right? That's the scary part in this game, especially whenever you've got Avenge on that team.
There's a smoke from OG.
I know. Roche could be up. They know that Liquid, they're pretty smart. They understand that if it's not up yet, it'll be up soon, and they want to linger around this pit. It'll be the decisive fight for either side. Both the big carries do have buybacks at least. Smoke. They spotted it.
Of course they did. This is just a... I mean, they were looking at one another. They spotted the smoke. They just wanted to use it to pull back a little bit so that they're not initiated exactly on the targets that they're worried about, right?
Yeah, and that gets them back to that high ground, the infamous high ground. You can see Tops in the whole while just kind of shifting around in the tree lines around back. It's like any supports coming through. Maybe someone who wants to be stabbed in the back, but no, they understood exactly how Topson was going to try and play that as well.
Do you play Ricky? That sounded like you're very familiar with.
I remember when I first started playing. Oh, and Liquid are looking to play. Zaxa. Whoa. Pixie about to get blocked. And they find more though. They ping it. They know about No Tail. He'll throw out the Heavenly Grace. He knows he's going to die. He does at least have buyback. The question is when and where do you use it now?
This is a really big kill for them. Saxa instantly buybacks. I think they're worried about Roche. That's why he's doing it. Also, Seb is being attacked by Mike.
Again though. Again, the slows out again. But he's able to get to the high ground, so they'll make sure he survives. They'll try to stomp, but yeah, Mike, magical fingers are on
middle
point.
tower is under attack.
Also keep in mind that Seb is not going for Aghanim's mid lane.
Move across on Mike. Not really the ideal target to jump to. He needs to jump away, but he can't. He's going to get stunned up. Omni-Knight's buyback maybe too late. They've already lost the Ricky. Terrorize's going to come up. Bedlam's going to be there. Swap away to save Tiger. Sania's going to get a lot of damage here, but he's going to live right at the end. There's not enough to finish him off. The stop will finally get him in the end, but now Saxa, that's going to be his dieback. Mid one needs to retreat. Quakefa getting ready to pounce atop this, but they decide no. Actually, just let the troll go for now. We have the advantage. Go towards the pit. Secure the Aegis.
Yeah, and that troll is going for MKB right now. But mid one just queued it as he completed the Abyssal, right? Meanwhile, if you look at Mickey, he's one step ahead. He actually almost has that butterfly completed. So that courier actually he's got it already. Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a worrying situation. It was bad enough to think about having to get through the Medusa once with the Aegis. Not to mention, now having that IO with the cheese. I mean, the sustaining ability that you have on Liquid, the amount of health available to Mike is going to be spooky. And OG, they have built items in this way that suggests that when they're in, it has to work. Like, they're not really much of an in-out type lineup. If mid one goes in, you have to take the win in that fight.
Usually he doesn't even want to, usually he's just forced, but now with the Abyssal it will be a little bit easier for him at least to lock down on a target. But this duo of supports, they're making his life living hell. Like your Wisp and your Bench, just constantly swapping and saving.
Dire's top tower.
It's not easy for mid one to lock down on a target, even with Abyssal. And once the courier is there for Mickey, right? I think that's it. They're pushing high ground. They're playing around this Duza and pushing high ground.
Yep, I believe the courier should be alive soon. Yeah, 20 seconds and it's up. And it's already got the Hurricane Pike complete as well. So not one, but two items to boost him up further.
And an Aegis, just like that. Plus she's on Wisp, so on IO. And I love that
they're about to have Vlad's on bench as well.
Okay, so Vlad's on bench, Taiga with the cheese, Mickey with whatever, spider legs, plus 2 items. But Taiga, if you see, he's always switching his neutral items in fights. He has repair kits too. This is so valuable, that region. I think this item is overall not used enough by teams in games, not only to heal your towers, but to actually use them in team fights.
No, we're just going to get picked up more these days with that component outside of just repairing your base. It's had pretty impressive effects. Another one is usually like Paladin Sword on things like Io, but Bo3 decides that's his type of item in this.
They're already top. They're pinging it.
Don't take them long. Time to click on buildings. Glyph already being forced out. They just want to slow this down. Thompson, he's trying to get the gold to have that nullifier complete. He's still a decent amount off though. 1,500 gold needed before the Ricky is really ready. Might be forced to pull them out though. Mid one. Ooh, you can see Bo3. He was like, do I go? Now with the Heavenly Grace use, he might consider it. They are slowing this substantially though.
Yeah, this is really well played by both Seb and Saxa. Delaying it with the stomps.
First round, so many tools, smoke screen as well, mid one. Poking and prod. That's the thing, when the smoke screen's there, they can't just jump in with Bo3 and they know Earthquake is going to come through. But it's just so hard to just put a dent in this Dusa right now.
Radiant's bottom tower.
DK has nerves of steel. Every time
when you've got these many tools, right? You've got to be calm.
Every time you see mid one, but getting close to him.
They're going out. He goes to a different target. Io, they try to get him. Swap out. It's going to be there, but Thompson does clean it up. Tiger's going to be brought down. Rock's being thrown out the side. And they do anything with it really though. Mid one's up on the high ground and Thompson's still hunting for more targets as he's stuck here by the rupture, but they hunt for bigger ones. No tail. Forces the GA. Bo3 turn around. The crits are coming out. Mid one trying to do the kill, but the stone is going to connect onto Medusa. Still have an impact even when stunned though. Chase one in the Bo3 now. They need one big crit to finish him off. The root's going to come out a little bit too late, but now they can turn. Nikkei, he's lost his tool, and without the IO, can he get out? He's going to force stuff away. Mid one's going to chase in. Blood Right's going to go out for the battle trance. Is going to be used. They're going to will away at the first life. Medusa, they're going to burst through the first one. Bo3, he might have to give his life here if they go in and he knows it because he's got no health. But how do you get Mike the second time? You don't.
You have Insania behind. Like Mike is completely fine the second time. Plus he got a Minotaur Horn. We'll see if he actually keeps it or gives it to Slardar or maybe even someone else. Nah, he's gonna use it. He doesn't have a BKB, so it's pretty solid. Overall, good defense by OG. Like, I really think what saved them was that clip of a stomp on Medusa. Like, her whole ultimate, she wasn't attacking.
Even when Troll got stoned up, it doesn't last. Like, that's the key thing to keep in mind. It never lasts long because of the Omni Knight. The stats resistance from that alone is kind of allowing mid 1 to be unlocked at this stage in the game, and it's gonna get scary. I mean, imagine mid 1 when he gets to the level 25.
He's one of those heroes that can really carry this game versus a Medusa later on. The problem is her supporting cast. Like, will he be able to get on top of Taiga again and eliminate him before he relocates Mickey out or saves him?
Well, this is the big thing as well. Like, Thompson, he actually found a flicker. So he's able to help assassinate those targets now, right? Whereas before he gets Corrosive Haze, he's kind of done. And he's about to have the Nullifier as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he considers just buying out on this item at this stage of the game.
There's still a gem. There's still a gem on Boxy for the last 15 minutes, right? So even with the flicker, Corrosive Haze or not, he can be seen. But it helps, like you just said. Manta style plus flicker, you can get rid of the dusts of Corrosive Haze. That's always helpful.
Blood Riot as well, right? So, you know, because right now, before this, he was so reliant on the Manta to even barely survive each fight. They're going again, though. Even without the Aegis. You see Mickey's queued up the Divine Rapier a long way off, but he has his goals. Arranged. Mid 1 is going to go in, though. Mid-Torn has been forced out. Mid 1 will sidestep the Blood Rite. He's hit up by the Rupture, though. Uh-oh, has the Battle Trance run, and he knows it. Goes in, he's going to back first hit, but there's the Stone Gaze coming out. Terrorize is getting away. Boxy, the reinitiation is going to be in. Troll and Ruined Up is going to be brought low. Will die. Picked off dead for 90 seconds, and he does not have a buyback. And they're going to realize it very quick as they move in. Thompson trying to do what he can to flicker it around the fights, trying to backstab a few targets, but it's not going to be good enough. Stuns are going to go out. No Tail has to use the GA, and that's going to make it too obvious now. They'll be able to run the Omni Knight through. Seb is desperately trying to save as many heroes as he can. Thompson with the reinitiation to try and find the kill to Io, but he's too damn tanky with the Witless Shaco. They'll find the Omni, and at this point, it's all too obvious that there is no buyback on the Troll. Thompson will fall. Well, the base is going to fall, because you know Liquid aren't leaving anymore.
Man, that wasn't even skill outplay. That was pure game sense and gameplay outplay versus a two-time TI winner, No Tail. He was caught with his pants down. He didn't have a TP. That's why Troll died. His TP was on cooldown. They fought. That whole fight was without Omni. That's GG right there. Like, if Omni is there, he heals the Troll, he repels him, he Guardian Angels him, but oh no, like such a bad way to end the game. Insane.
Not just the game, the series. After all that, after the back and forth, the dominant displays in both, now having this game where you could see either team maybe taking it, for that to be the reason it ends. Was there any other way this was going to go?